Alright, what's up everybody? Andrew Mahone here from Tricky Jim. No, just kidding, just trolling those who really like to watch YouTube. This is Joel speaking from the Splash Brothers TCG, guys. And so what we're doing is that we're going to do a little bit of a deck profile on my Darmanitan Vmax deck. This is probably my favorite deck to play. It's not very hard. It's a really simplistic deck, but it hits hard, and most importantly, it hits everything. And that's what's important here. So, what we've got here is that we've got 3 copies each of Darmanitan V and Darmanitan Vmax. The Darmanitan Vmax here, its max whiteout attack costs 4 energy. And so what it does 200 damage to the main Pokemon and does 30 damage to every single opponent's bench Pokemon in play. We match that up with using the Telescopic Sight here, and what that does is that for every Pokemon on the bench that's a V or a GX, it does an extra 30 damage. So that's 60 damage total to every V in Vmax. Vmax and GX in the game. It's in control by my opponent on the bench, which for cards like Crobat and Dedenne means that in 3 attacks I'm knocking all of those out, and so quite often there's 2 to 3 of those in play on the opponent's bench, and so that means in 3 attacks I can be taking a minimum of 6 prizes from that, not let alone what I'm taking from the main. Okay, so you've seen the 4 energy on the Vmax. How am I powering that? I'm using the Frosmoth engine to do that. So I'm using its Ice Dance ability. So as often as I like during my turn, I may attach water energy card from my hand to one of my bench Pokemon. So ideally what I want to do is that I want to have a Snom card out as early as possible. And a Galarian Darmanitan as well. I'm energizing Darmanitan manually and then waiting for the Frosmoth to come through. So in order to get those kind of cards coming through, I'm using cards like Professor's Research. Discard your hand and draw 7 cards. Marnie is the other draw supporter, and so allow me to draw 5 new cards. I'm using Dedennes and Crobats, or what I'm also doing is if I'm drawing some of the cards that are a wee bit early for me, I'm using cards like Pokemon Communication in order to put them back in the deck in order to get the Frosmoth, so I can really start cranking through getting this energy. So I'm playing about 10 energy in the deck here. So what I'm basically doing is that through a turn, I'm playing Dedennes, I'm playing Crobats and my draw supporters, so that I can just ream through cards quite rapidly, getting energy from my deck. Also using Capacious Bucket here as well as they appear on my hand. This allows me to get lots and lots of energy quickly, so that I can be energizing my Vmax before switching into play using either my 3 switch cards that I've got here, or using the 2 air balloons here that I've got, which with Frosmoth with retreat cost of 2, Crobat and Dedenne with retreat cost of 1. Air balloon on each of those means I've got a free retreat there. Okay, so I've got a weakness to steel. So for those of you who are not at home, ADP Zacian is the top deck in format at the moment, and it's a steel type Zacian. So what I'm doing is that I've got 2 copies of the Stadium Blizzard Town here, and what that means is that if Pokemon's got 40 HP or less remaining, both mine and my opponents, then it can't attack. And so what I do is that I can swing in with a Darmanitan Vmax attack, doing 200 damage to a Zacian, and then it's only got 20 HP left, and so therefore it can't attack me back, hitting me for weakness. So that's the great thing about the Blizzard Town Stadium there. I'm also playing 1 copy of the Stadium Training Court, and what that does is that once a turn I can take a basic energy card from my discard pile and place it into my hand. So for cards like Crushing Hammer and things like that, which are taking energy off, putting them into the discard pile, I can recover them using my Training Court, and recover them using my Nessa card here, supporter card here as well, for when my Vmax gets knocked out. I've got a Darmanitan V on the bench ready to go. I can play Nessa to pull the Vmax and some energy back from the discard pile, and re-energize and reset up and get ready to go. Okay, so that's a basic overload of what I've got there. I've got some other cards in the deck just to help as well. I use a trainer, one copy of Palpad. So what that allows me to do is that if I've had to discard cards very aggressively using Professor's Research, etc., I can use my Palpad to put those supporters back into the deck and get a chance to get them again later in the game. I've got quick balls in here as well, just to help me get basics out quickly. Especially useful at the start of the game if I don't draw into the right beginning Pokemon, so I can make sure they get my Snoms out and my Darmanitan Vs out at the beginning of the game. So I've got that nice, sweet combo there, ready to go. So there you go, there's an overall layout there of my Darmanitan Vmax deck. If you like something that hits relatively strong and also has a great capability to soften up the bench regularly, suggest you give it a go. Please like and subscribe to this video. Comment below if you have any questions. And this is Joel from the Splash Brothers.